Hello everyone. Today, we will be ranking all 8 roller coasters at Dorney Park. This list is based off my personal opinion, as well as which coasters I personally prefer. And just note that my personal preference can easily change from time to time, but this ranking is strictly based off of how I feel as of now. And with that being said, I have nothing else to say. So without further ado, let's get started. In dead last at the number 8 spot, we have Woodstock Express, the Zamperla Family Gravity Coaster. Yeah, this is just a generic kiddie coaster, and I haven't ridden this in like 8 years, and I have no reason to ever ride it again. I've ridden a few other clones of this ride more recently, however. This coaster has its purpose, and it's for kids. A slightly better roller coaster comes up at number 7, that being Wildmouse, which is a Wildmouse coaster built by Maurer Rides. It's a little bit larger than Woodstock Express and has a slightly more dynamic layout. Otherwise, it's just another wild mouse. Not much else to say. Alright, so now we're hitting the coasters that I actually consider to be good coasters in Dorney Park's lineup. And at number 6, we have Possessed, an intimate impulse coaster. Now, I do consider Possessed to be the weakest of the 6 good roller coasters at Dorney Park, but it's not a bad ride by any means, far from it. The first launch has a great initial kick, and the spikes also provide some weightlessness. And if you're sitting up front, you will get some laterals on the spiral spike. There's also some strong positive Gs on the pullouts of both spikes. This ride is a bit repetitive, but it has some fun and intense forces. At number 5, we have Iron Menace, a B&M dive coaster. I consider this to be slightly better than Possessed for having a more unique layout. Iron Menace has a great first drop, which is sloped at a 95-degree angle and offers some nice floater airtime. There's also some strong positive Gs on some of the inversions that caused me to gray out a bit. The 0G roll is also nice and floaty. There's just one thing holding this ride back from me putting it higher. The restraints suck. I just can't stand B&M vest restraints. They're super tight and make it very difficult to appreciate the airtime and hang time the ride provides. If this thing had regular over-the-shoulder restraints, it would definitely be higher up on this list. However, this ride is still good nonetheless, and has its great moments. And now we have reached the top half of the list, and at number 4, we have Talon, a B&M inverted coaster. This coaster has better restraints than Iron Menace, while having elements that are just as good. You'll get a variety of forces throughout the ride. You'll get some whip on the first drop, on the 0G roll, and on the corkscrew. The 0G roll is actually both whippy and floaty. You'll also get some strong positive Gs on the vertical loop, as well as on the Immelman, and on this load to the ground turn. You will even get a good pop of floater airtime on the smaller drop right here in the back row. There's also some other moments of weightlessness towards the end of the ride. This ride manages to have some good and memorable elements, which is why it makes the top half of the list. At number 3, we have Hydra the Revenge, a B&M floorless coaster. This ride is so underappreciated. To start, you have a JoJo roll right out of the station, which offers some excellent hang time. You then have a really fun first drop where you get some nice floater airtime in the back row. You also get some decent positive Gs on the first few valleys of the ride. There's also a floaty 0G roll. There's also a really funky Cobra roll, and the exit of this Cobra roll also has some good positive Gs. You will also get a few more moments of airtime on this twisted hill and this small drop. This ride has a few dull moments, however the moments that are strong are very strong, which is why I think it's the third best coaster at Dorney Park. All the way up at number 2, we have Thunderhawk, the 100-year-old PTC wooden roller coaster. I'm sure you're very surprised to see this coaster this high, but I can explain. This ride has some super strong moments of airtime on the turnarounds. It also has some strong laterals on the turnarounds as well. In addition to that, you have plenty of other airtime moments on the return run. This ride really has grown on me in the past few years, and I consider it to be a great wooden roller coaster. Now I wonder what could be number 1. And finally, at number 1, The best roller coaster at Dorney Park is Steel Force. Big surprise. Not. Where do I even begin? This right here is the longest roller coaster in Pennsylvania. You have a great first drop, 2 massive camelbacks that offer sustained floater airtime, a lateral-filled helix, and an awesome return run. This coaster is just non-stop from start to finish, which is why I have it ranked as the best roller coaster at Dorney Park. And that right there is my ranking of all 8 roller coasters at Dorney Park. Let me know how you rank the coasters at Dorney Park in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.